They didn't stop asking me, and then I just froze and I don't even remember. And I will not say his name.
Alright, buckle up, things just got wild. Did Lady Gaga just throw Diddy under the bus in court? Seriously, it's getting crazy, and I'm here to break it down for you. If you thought Gaga's role in Joker was shocking, just wait until you hear this. Let's start with something else that had people talking. Remember that producer who once asked Lady Gaga to strip down? Well, she straight up said, "No thanks." And honestly, it's a big deal because in an industry where powerful people try to call all the shots, standing your ground like that takes a lot of courage. But here's where things really start to get interesting. Some people are wondering, did Gaga just drop a major hint about Diddy? Now, she didn't mention any names, but the timing, the mood, and the fact that people are always looking for a scandal has got everyone guessing. Recently, a clip of Lady Gaga talking about some personal trauma made the rounds. She didn't say who or what exactly, but that didn't stop fans and conspiracy theorists from connecting the dots to Diddy. Because, hey, why not make this even juicier?
They didn't stop asking me, and then I just froze and I don't even remember.
Now here's the real bombshell. On September 27th, 2024, the story dropped that Lady Gaga supposedly made her law firm choose between her and Diddy. Word is she told them, it's either him or me. And given her status as a major client, guess who ended up getting the boot? Yep, Diddy. Of course, the law firm quickly denied any involvement from Gaga, saying the decision was based on reputational risks and other factors. Right, like that's going to stop the rumors from flying. Honestly, they could have said they made the decision over coffee months ago, and people would still be like, nah, Gaga had a hand in this.
Dancing in excruciating pain, and I wasn't properly medicated, and I wasn't in therapy.
And so what were you telling yourself?
Here's the thing, Diddy's been in hot water for years. From the nightclub shooting back in '99 to more recent, troubling accusations from his ex, it feels like the whole industry's been walking on eggshells around him. And now, somehow, Lady Gaga is right in the middle of it all. On one hand, she's denying any involvement in the situation. But on the other hand, the timing of everything makes it way too juicy to overlook. The law firm drops Diddy, claiming it's all about reputational risks. Is that really just a coincidence? Some people are saying it's all just smoke and mirrors.
I felt full-on pain. Then I went numb. And then I was sick for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks after. And I realized that it was the same pain that I felt when the person who dropped me off pregnant on a corner. My parents' house. Because I was vomiting. And sick. Because I'd been being abused. I was locked away in a studio.
And we can't forget about Gaga's history in the spotlight. Whether she's opening up about her past struggles or standing up to producers who push her too far, Gaga has never been afraid to speak her mind. But this time, things are different. Now, people are asking if she used her influence to get her law firm to back off Diddy. It's starting to feel like an episode of House of Cards, but with pop stars and lawyers instead of politicians. To make things even crazier, mainstream media is trying to fact-check everything, while social media is just running wild with speculation. The truth? It's hard to tell. Everything is blurred at this point, and people can't get enough of it. The internet loves nothing more than mixing real pain with a juicy conspiracy theory. Gaga claims she doesn't even remember some of the details, but the internet remembers for her, connecting dots that might not even be there. And then there's Diddy. Let's be real, his past doesn't help his case. All the lawsuits, allegations, and even the loss of his honorary degree from Howard University? Not a good look. Brands are distancing themselves, partnerships are disappearing, and now Gaga's name is getting dragged into it all. People are starting to act like she's running the show behind the scenes, pulling all the strings like a master puppeteer.
I absolutely love them. I don't love musicals. I went to this movie thinking, oh no, it's a musical. But I thought it was really great. I think it really worked. And you guys, I mean, it's so imaginative.
Thank you. You know, it's not your typical musical. It's kind of unhinged and chaotic. And
For Lady Gaga, this could just be her trying to distance herself from a guy with a ton of baggage. But the way this whole story is spinning, it's almost like she's being painted as the mastermind, making power plays from behind her piano. You've got to wonder, though, how much of this is just the public craving a puppet master? The law firm says it was their decision to drop Diddy. Gaga says she had nothing to do with it. But does anyone actually believe that? Not when a story this juicy is out there. Then there are the wild claims like Diddy's infamous parties being these shady underground events and somehow Gaga's linked to them because, well, reasons. Someone digs up an old interview where Gaga talks about her music being threatened, and boom, suddenly it's all part of this massive conspiracy theory about her and Diddy. It's like the internet took Gaga's story and said, how can we make this fit into our latest gossip obsession? Meanwhile, social media is doing what it does best, fanning the flames and turning this into an online wildfire. 1 minute, you're just sharing your personal struggles to help others, and the next, you're the star of some bizarre online drama. Diddy's secret parties, Gaga caught up in it all. No proof, of course, but who needs evidence when you've got Twitter and a wild imagination? And don't forget the legal fallout. Diddy's not just facing online backlash, his business empire is falling apart. Partnerships are dissolving, endorsements are disappearing, and even his role at Revolt TV is being affected. He built his career on his brand, but when that brand starts going sour, who's going to stick around? Definitely not Lady Gaga. Diddy's public image has taken hit after hit, and with big names like Gaga distancing themselves, whether she had a hand in the law firm's decision or not, it's only adding more fuel to the fire. You have to wonder how many more blows he can take before it's game over for his reputation. As for Gaga, she's just trying to stay out of the flames without getting burned herself. But good luck with that when everyone's watching her every move.
The musician, entrepreneur, and former student performed some of his biggest hits, but he also did this. He made a $1 million donation to the school. 7 News caught up with Diddy after the performance to talk about the significance of this weekend.
It's the perfect storm for controversy. A pop star known for standing up for herself, a music mogul with a never-ending list of scandals, and a public that thrives on juicy, complicated stories, especially those with a touch of tragedy. If there's one thing people love more than watching someone rise, it's watching them get caught up in the mess they helped create. Or, in this case, the mess everyone thinks they helped create. But hold on, we're just getting started because this rabbit hole goes even deeper. Let's dive into the serious allegations against Diddy and how they're not just wrecking his reputation, but also his entire empire. Losing partnerships and honorary degrees was just the beginning. Things have gotten much more intense with the lawsuits and accusations that have been coming out. One of Diddy's ex-girlfriends filed a lawsuit accusing him of everything from physical assault to manipulation during their relationship. The details were graphic and disturbing, and they sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. This wasn't just some he-said-she-said drama. These were serious, detailed allegations, and the public quickly picked sides. Even Howard University, which had once honored Diddy with an honorary degree for his contributions to music and culture, decided to revoke it. That's a big deal. Universities and brands don't make these kinds of decisions lightly. They're all about protecting their own reputations. When being associated with someone like Diddy starts to feel like a liability, they don't hesitate to cut ties. And it's not just Howard University. Big brands like Diageo, which partnered with Diddy for his Ciroc and De Leon tequila lines, have also severed ties. Suddenly, the mogul who once seemed untouchable is losing ground left and right.
I feel like we achieved what we set out to do. And very early on, one of the things that we talked about with music, well, Stephanie talked about. Thank you so much.
It's just warming up the pipes. I've already had clear liquor this morning, so we're fine.
Was that for you?
Just drink amongst yourselves.
I knew you. You were taking it for yourself, and I stole it.
No one's ever choked in an interview with me before, but that's a first.
Well, they should all sit
it's
next to
funny
Lucky.
you should talk about choking or spitting up liquids when I'm talking or singing, because...
Then there's Revolt TV, the channel Diddy founded to give a platform to diverse voices in music and culture. It was meant to be his legacy, a lasting mark on the industry he helped shape. But now, with all these allegations swirling around him, even Revolt is feeling the heat. Reports have surfaced that Diddy has had to step back from his leadership role at the company. And honestly, it's not hard to see why. No one wants their media outlet tied to scandal, and if Diddy stays in charge, that's exactly the direction things could go. The internet, of course, has had a field day with all of this. Memes, TikToks, Twitter threads, you name it, it's all out there. And naturally, Lady Gaga's name keeps popping up. People are convinced she's either behind Diddy's downfall or just an innocent bystander caught up in the mess. Gaga herself says she doesn't remember details about certain incidents, but that hasn't stopped the internet from piecing together a story, whether or not it's true. And let's talk about those infamous parties. Diddy's gatherings have always been the stuff of legend, lavish, exclusive, and apparently a little too wild. Rumors say these weren't just regular parties, they were freak-offs, complete with everything you'd expect from a scandalous Hollywood scene. The kind of events conspiracy theorists dream about. And because Gaga's name has been linked to Diddy, people have started assuming she must have been there, or at least knew what was going on. No evidence to back that up, of course, but when has that ever stopped the rumor mill?
He didn't do that. He actually threw me like a beautiful birthday dinner, and then we went on like a trip together, and we went rock climbing, and we'd been rock climbing before, which was super fun. And
For real?
Yeah, for real.
You climb rocks?
I mean, I do now. I would do anything for love.
And speaking of rumor mills, we can't ignore how much the internet loves a good villain, especially when that villain is a powerful celebrity. It's almost like there's a checklist. Big name, check. Controversial history, check. Current scandal, check. Throw in a pop star known for standing her ground, and you've got yourself a blockbuster storyline. Gaga denying any involvement just makes her seem more involved to those who already want to believe she's the one pulling the strings. It's a no-win situation for her. If she stays silent, people think she's guilty. If she speaks out, they think she's hiding something. The whole situation is like a perfect storm. Public fascination, power, scandal, downfall, and a dash of mystery. Diddy's legacy is taking hit after hit. And it's not just about the allegations, it's the cumulative effect. One scandal might blow over. Two could be managed. But when you have years of controversy, it starts to look like a pattern. Gaga's presence in all this, even if she's just on the edges, adds that extra spice that keeps people talking. It's almost like they need her to be involved to make the story feel complete, like a tragic epic waiting to unfold. Then there's the issue with the law firm itself, Grubman, Shire, Mycelas, and Sachs. This is one of the most powerful entertainment law firms, and they represented Diddy for over 2 decades. Cutting ties with such a long-time client? That's not just business, it's a statement. And the rumor that Gaga may have had a hand in that decision only makes everything more dramatic. Did she really have that kind of leverage? Or is the firm just trying to protect its own reputation? They say it was about reputational risks, but the timing is hard to ignore. When you're dealing with celebrities at this level, nothing happens by accident. The firm insists their decision to part ways with Diddy had nothing to do with Lady Gaga, but it's hard not to think she played at least a small role. After all, Gaga is a major client, someone who brings a lot of positive attention. If she was uncomfortable being associated with Diddy, the firm would have every reason to listen. Maybe Gaga didn't give an ultimatum, but perhaps just the suggestion was enough. It's all speculation, of course, but that's what keeps people coming back for more. The uncertainty, the what-ifs, the behind-the-scenes power plays. It's like watching a real-life drama unfold, and we can't look away. As for Diddy's response, it's exactly what you'd expect. He's denying the allegations, claiming it's all blown out of proportion, a part of an orchestrated campaign to bring him down. And maybe there's some truth to that. When you're at the top, There are always people who want to see you fall. But it's hard to ignore the sheer number of people who have come forward with serious accusations. It's not just one or two people, it's a pattern, and that's what makes it so damaging. For Lady Gaga, the challenge now is navigating this minefield without getting caught in the blast. She's already distancing herself, making it clear she wants no part of Diddy or the mess he's in. But the public isn't letting her off that easily. They want answers. They want drama. And right now, Gaga's an easy target. She's powerful, outspoken, and now she's involved, at least peripherally, in one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the year. All these scandals in Hollywood? They're nothing new. The system has been playing this shady game for decades. It's always the same story. Big names using their power to do whatever they want, and no one stepping in until things explode. Look at Diddy. He's got money, fame, and influence. But now he's swimming in accusations from all sides. Women, men, even minors, all saying the same thing. Diddy did some seriously messed up stuff. And he's not alone. It's not just his drama. It's about the whole system that lets people like him get away with it until the public can't ignore it anymore. Take R. Kelly. He got away with grooming and exploiting young girls for years before finally being put behind bars. It wasn't a secret. Heck, even his own daughter spoke out about what he did. But Hollywood just kept quiet, pretending nothing was happening. Then there's Danny Masterson from That 70s Show. Turns out, behind the scenes, he was doing some pretty disgusting things. He was recently convicted of rape, but not before his friends, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, stuck their necks out to defend him. Oops, that backfired. The whole thing showed just how deep this goes in Hollywood, where friends cover for each other and nobody believes the victims until it's impossible to ignore. Even Woody Allen has dodged accusations for decades. His own adopted daughter accused him of abuse when she was a child, but people still lined up to work with him. And just to make things even more messed up, he ended up marrying his other adopted daughter. Gross, right? But again, this is Hollywood, where people like Allen get a pass because they're famous. It's all so predictable. Big names get accused, deny everything, and either throw money at the problem or wait until the heat dies down. It's only when things get too loud, like with